In the first class, let's talk about what is microbiology. Microbiology is the study of all living organisms that are too small to be visible with the naked eye. This includes bacteria, archaea, fungi, protists, viruses, virus, satellites, prions, and so on. All these collectively known as microbes. Microbes have significant characteristics. They are small, generally 1 millimeter or less in diameter. Look at this picture. It is Bacillus subtilis, a kind of bacteria. The cells were observed by optical microscope. We often use micrometer to measure them. This picture shows TMV, a kind of plant virus. We can only observe them by electron microscope and use nanometer as the unit to measure them. Although small size is an important characteristic of microbes, it is not sufficient to define them. Some cellular microbes, such as red moths and filamentous photosynthetic microbes, like algae in this picture, are actually visible without microscopes. These microscopic microbes are often colonial, consisting of small aggregations of cells. Microbes have simple structures. Most of the bacteria, protozoa, and fungi are single-celled microorganisms, and even the multicellular microbes do not have a great range of cell types. No tissues like plants and animals. There are also acellular microbes, such as viruses. They are not even cells, just genetic material surrounded by a protein coat and incapable of independent existence. We also call them molecular organisms. Except for viruses and other cellular infectious agents, cellular organisms are divided into 3 domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. In the domain of eukarya, besides microorganisms, there are also animals and plants. In the domain of bacteria, bacteria are abundant in soil, water, and air, including sites that have extreme temperatures, pH, and salinity. Bacteria are also major inhabitants of our skin, mouth, and intestines. Indeed, more microbial cells are found in and on the human body than there are human cells. Look at this picture. It's a human. The different colors represent different groups of bacteria, such as green represents protobacteria, dark blue represents propionibacteria. We see in the different part of the body, the portions of microbial community composition were in great differences. For example, in the external auditory canal, the propionibacteria were the dominant bacteria community. But in the popliteal and platter hill, there are most staphylococcus. The color is orange. These microbes began to colonize humans shortly after birth. As the microbes establish themselves, they contribute to the development of the body's immune system. Look at this table. The data show that in the column, there are diverse bacteria. Those microbes that inhabit the large intestine helps the body digest food and produce vitamins. In this and other ways, microbes help maintain the health and well-being of their human hosts. Unfortunately, some bacteria also cause disease, and some of these diseases have had a huge impact on human history. Let me cite an example. In 1347, the plague, also called Black Death, an arthropod-borne disease, struck Europe with brutal force, killing 1/3 of the population within 4 years. Over the next 80 years, the disease struck repeatedly, eventually wiping off 75% of the European population. The plague's effect was so great that some historians believe that it changed European culture and prepared the way for the Renaissance. This is a pathogenic bacteria called the plague. Archaea are distinguished from bacteria by many features, most notably their distinctive RNA synthesis. Many archaea are found in extreme environments, including those with high temperatures and high concentrations of salt. In this picture, it is a species of archaea. It is noted for both its flat, square-shaped cells and its unusual ability to survive in aqueous environments with high concentrations of sodium chloride and magnesium chloride. Domain Archaea includes microorganisms classified as protists or fungi. Animals and plants are also placed in this domain that I have mentioned. Protists are generally unicellular but larger than most bacteria and archaea. They have traditionally been divided into protozoa and algae. Look at these pictures. They are all protozoa, unicellular, animal-like, and usually motile. They can be found in many different environments, and a few cause disease in humans and other animals. Algae are photosynthetic. They, together with cyanobacteria, produce about 75% of the planet's oxygen and are the foundation of aquatic food chains. See the pictures. They are cyanobacteria, green algae, red algae, and so on. Fungi in the domain of Archaea are a diverse group of microorganisms that range from unicellular form, like yeasts, to molds and mushrooms. Molds and mushrooms are multicellular fungi that form thin thread-like structures called hyphae. They absorb nutrients from their environment, including the organic molecules they use as source of carbon and energy. Because of their metabolic capabilities, many fungi play beneficial roles, including making red rice, producing antibiotics, and decomposing dead organisms. However, it could make food decay. Look at this motion graph. Mold growth covering a decay pitch. The frames were taken approximately 12 hours apart over a period of 6 days. Viruses are cellular entities that must invent a host cell to multiply. They are infectious agents. The simplest viruses are composed only of proteins and nucleic acid and can be extremely small. Look at the pictures. Are two famous viruses. Influenza virus, which causes common cold. It is obtained by electron microscope, 230,000 times larger. And the SARS coronavirus cause respiratory disease. There are also subviral agents, virus, satellites, and proteins. Virus and satellites are infectious agents composed only of RNA. Viruses cause numerous plant diseases. Satellites cause plant diseases and some important animal diseases, such as hepatitis. Finally, proteins, composed only of protein, are responsible for causing a variety of spongiform encephalopathies, such as mad cow disease. So that is microbiology.